wasn't a comparison.
Tara Reid had two of her. No, Tara Reid had two of her friends.
That wasn't a comparison,
her brother back her up, and several other women who accused
Matt, that wasn't a comparison.
Of saying them essentially also back
Matt, was it a comparison?
It wouldn't be it wouldn't be equivocal to, let's say, a random.
Wait, Matt, was that a comparison?
Or posting something on Twitter, given the fact that Trump, in that example, wouldn't have went to multiple news.
Matt, was that a comparison?
Hour-long interviews about the situation.
Wait, Matt, was that a comparison?
You don't want to admit.
Wait, that's gonna be dodge number 1. Moving on to try number 2. Was it a comparison?
I think even dodge. This is like dodge.
Okay, it's gonna be dodge number 2. Moving on to try number 3. Was that a comparison?
It's the mute. I thought you didn't mute.
Okay, it's gonna be dodge. Okay, it's gonna be dodge. Okay, Matt, that's gonna be dodge number 3. Okay, I'll take it in session. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I boot you off my live? Is there anything else you want to talk about before I boot you off my live?
Can you admit that Biden?
I notice that you don't want to answer the questions. Notice that you literally misrepresent every single thing I say. Matt, subscribe. He's actually requesting up. The fuck does this bitch want?
Is he some? Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
No way.
Let's get a debate here going.
You've been running for so long. What the fuck are you doing in here?
No one's running from you, dude. You're very bad at debating. This is why you have 20 views all the time. The reason why you have 20 views all the time is because your debates are horrible, dude.
Yeah, how so?
I mean, given the way that you articulate yourself, I think one important key thing to debate is not even just like getting points correct, but articulating yourself. I think you consistently like stutter, you repeat yourself, your voice is kind of annoying.
Have you heard, brother, Matt, friendly fire, your voice is also annoying.
My voice is great, dude. Come on.
Dude, that's friendly fire. Anyway, like, come on, let's talk about
Biden.
Wait, I'm sorry, brother to brother, like real quick, okay? You know?
We're not brothers, dude. We're not brothers at
all. No. What is it? We bloods, we skin folk or whatever. I don't fucking know. Brother to brother, real quick. You know, your voice is also annoying. Okay.
My voice is better than yours. I think everyone can acknowledge that by listening to you. Okay. My voice is better than yours. 100,000%.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't really care about like the quality of my voice more than like the content. Of
I'm saying people care.
Which I mean,
I think the content of your arguments are also really low. But let's get into some facts here, right? So, are you familiar with Tara Reid? Because I'm sure you're familiar with Eden Carroll.
Hmm? Am I familiar?
Are you familiar with Tara Reid?
Wait, Matt, we can debate Tara Reid as soon as I'm done with this conversation with this young lad. I was just
just debate me. You've always been calling me out. You've always been calling me out. Just debate me.
I'll spectate. I'll drop down.
Yeah, exactly. He'll spectate.
Yeah, who's Tara Reid?
So Tara Reid is a former Biden aide who in 1993, supposedly in a Senate building, specifically in Biden's office, said that Biden pinned her to a wall, essentially penetrated her, and assaulted her, essentially. And two of her friends also corroborated and said that they heard from her that did happen, and her brother also heard that did happen. I'm pretty sure Eden Carroll had two of her friends testify for her. Tara Reid had the exact same thing. Not to mention that 7 women accused Joe Biden of inappropriate touching, kissing, and hugging, and so on. And several of the 7 women also came out and said that they believed Tara Reid's allegations. So why shouldn't we believe that Joe Biden's a creep or potentially a abuser, a sexual abuser?
What do you mean by allegations? Do you mean like random people online, or like they filed a court case against him?
No, like 7 women actually came forward and accused Biden of kissing.
What do you mean
touching.
Came forward? They came forward online on Twitter, or did testify?
No, not on Twitter. No, not random people on Twitter. People that have actually went to these actually went to media and news outlets and have actually shown evidence that they have worked with Biden or have known Biden in the past. So they had to show some sort of evidence that they had some connection to Biden. Mm-hmm. They couldn't be like a random person.
Well, I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty in my book. So.
You think 7 women just like lied about Biden inappropriately touching them and hugging and kissing? Given the videos that we've seen of Biden doing that?
Did I ever say that they lied?
I'm saying, do you think they lied, or do you think it's likely that the allegations are true?
Do I think it's more likely that the allegations are true or not? I don't know. I haven't looked at I haven't looked into the substance of the allegations. I don't know why you're asking me. I don't know why you're asking me to make.
The entirety of the
I don't know why you're making. I don't.
So let's.
I'm not even familiar with the Eugene Carroll case. I don't know why you'd be asking me to make.
No, I'm just correcting your friends in the chat to know that like they can't say hearsay because the entirety of the Eugene Carroll case is essentially the same thing.
Don't correct my friends in my chat. Address me, man. Again, I'm not aware of the contents of the Eugene Carroll case, and frankly, I don't really fucking care about it. So
just another fact.
So when it comes to Biden and these people making accusations, I haven't looked into. I'm not going to be like a prejudicial fuckwit and start making accusations about whether he did or didn't. This is just like conspiracy baiting and jacking. I don't care to engage in like this like conspiracy jacking shit. But if you want to, it's fine with me.
You don't care to believe all women?
No, it's not what I said, Matt.
Do you care to believe all women?
Do I care to I care to believe things that are true.
Do you care to believe all women?
What do you mean by believe all women?
Like I don't know, man. Like,
but it depends. Like if some random person on Twitter who worked
grabbing and touching them,
if some random
when you have seven women come forward and say that they inappropriately were touched by Biden, hugged by Biden, kissed by Biden, when you have
do you want me to answer the question or no?
And when you have an aide, hold on, when you have a Senate aide who worked for Joe Biden from 1992 to 1993, who said that Biden pinned her to a wall and obviously penetrated her. I don't know, man. Like, that's odd. Not to mention several of the 7 women who came out and said that they were inappropriately touched by a woman also said they believe Tara Reid.
Matt, do you want me to answer the question or not?
So is Joe Biden a weirdo?
Wait, Matt, do you want me to answer your question or not?
Yeah, go ahead. Believe all women. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So like, if some like random woman who worked on a Trump campaign once came out and on Twitter and said that Trump essayed her, like I probably wouldn't believe her.
This wasn't just on Twitter. She actually.
So when you say believe all women, like no, not necessarily. Depends on the accusation.
Oh, okay. There you go. So you're turning into a conservative and a Republican. Not necessarily. It is situational.
What about what I just said is hypocritical to anything I said in the past?
Now we're getting somewhere. Hold on. Now we're getting somewhere. But no, it's not a random woman just going on Twitter.
Wait, you're not. Excuse me. You're not. Wait, excuse me, Matt. Matt, you're not.
Wrong.
You're not answering my question. What about what I just said is hypocritical to anything I said in the past?
That's wrong. It's a woman who actually
Matt,
and have spoken to
Matt. Sir, you're confused. What about what I said was hypocritical to anything I said in the past, Matt?
No, it's not hypocritical. I called it a false equivalency fallacy.
Okay, wait. How's this a false equivalency?
Okay, I'll tell you how. Right? The reason why it was a false equivalency fallacy is because you gave the example of a random woman accusing, like Trump. Let's say that she worked for Trump's campaign or whatever, was an aide, coming out on Twitter. That's not what happened. Tara Reid went to multiple different outlets.
I'm sorry, Matt. That wasn't Matt. You're confused. You're confused. No, you're confused about what I said. You're confused about what I was saying.
Like accredited news organizations and gave
Matt. That was in response. Matt, that was in response.
They were hours long about the situation. Her brother testified for her. Her 2 friends said that she told
Matt. Matt, you're confused. Wait,
she told this.
Matt, let me speak. You don't want to let me speak because you know exactly because you know you're wrong.
It seems like Biden's a creep, and you should
Matt,
come out and admit that.
Just real quick here. The example I gave was you said, "Do you not believe in all women?" I said, "No, not necessarily," and I gave you an example in the case in which I wouldn't believe a woman. That's all I was responding to. It wasn't a false. That wasn't a false equivalency. I was just responding to. a question you asked.
Because you compared a random person who had no evidence, who didn't have friends that testified for her, didn't have a brother who testified for her, didn't have several other witnesses. That's why I called it a false equivalency.
That wasn't a comparison.
Tara Reid had 2 of her. Tara Reid had 2 of her friends.
That wasn't a comparison,
her brother back her up, and several other
Matt,
women who accused
Matt, that wasn't a comparison.
Of saying them essentially also back
Matt,
her
was
up.
it a comparison, Matt?
It wouldn't be it wouldn't be equivocal to, let's say, a random
Matt, was that a comparison?
Or posting something on Twitter. Given the fact that Trump that example wouldn't have went to multiple news
organizations. Matt, was that a comparison?
Hour-long interviews about the situation.
Wait, Matt, was that a comparison?
You don't want to admit.
That's gonna be dodge number 1. Moving on to try number 2. Was it a comparison?
I think even dodge. This is like dodge.
Okay, it's going to be dodge number 2. Moving on to try number 3. Was that a comparison?
It's the mute. I thought you didn't mute.
Okay, it's going to be dodge. Okay, it's going to be dodge. Okay, Matt, that's going to be dodge number 3. Okay, I'll take it in session. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I boot you off my live? Is there anything else you want to talk about before I boot you off my live?
Can you admit that Biden
I notice that you don't want to answer the questions. Notice that you literally misread every single thing I say. It's been nice talking to you. Thank you. Holy shit, bro. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh, now you up me, you motherfucker. Ugh.
Holy fuck, bro.
Matt, I had higher hopes for you. I heard you could debate Israel, and you're based as fuck when it comes to Israel. I had higher hopes for you. It's a little unfortunate.
Holy
I
shit,
thought
bro.
You would engage in the point. I had higher hopes.
Oh my god.
Engaging with points. It's a little unfortunate. I've watched you. I've watched Hammer. I've watched Nick. I expected better. I expected higher. Also, that hearsay thing was a fucking joke. I wasn't. It's an inside joke because I'm doing air quotes. Some lawyer came up and just said it was talking about hearsay, but that was a joke for cringy, not for.
Okay, I'm gonna post that to
anything
YouTube. I got my content.
But yeah, Matt, if you want to talk about Israel with me whenever, you're welcome to.
What do you want to talk about Israel with him? Why?
Because we agree on like 90% of the stuff, but there is like 10%.
Wait, Scratch, what the fuck are you? Scratch, the fuck are you doing in here?
Bro, the cover up his ugly ass haircut, stupid ass looking fun beanie. Look at him.
Can I bring Matt back?
Sure. Wait,
Okay.
actually, that means no. Unless he.
What?
Why would I fucking?
Stop
Why?
scared to debate.
Yeah, huh? Scared to.
Did Matt come up and debate or something?
Yeah, no, he got blown the fuck out.
On what?
He kept saying that I made a comparison when I quite frankly didn't, and he just refused to answer a question.
He gave him a full 3 chances to respond. Okay, I'm gonna
debate
up
me.
him. Oh, welcome
Yo,
back.
hold on. It's funny because you guys always say that I'm ducking, but when I come up and debate, Cringy drops me because I've actually blown you.
You
out.
failed to answer the question 3 times. Why would I engage with you if you're not going to answer basic fucking questions?
Out again. You're crashing out again. I crushed you on immigration, and I crushed you on
No, you
being a sexual abuser.
Wait.
So I've crushed you on 2
Wait,
things
I'm
now.
sorry, Matt. Are you
Nervous
ready to answer the
laughter
question?
is
What's that a comparison, Matt?
Nervous laughter. Yeah, you did a false equivalency. You compared a case.
Wait, what's that a
that was nowhere
comparison?
near equivocal without the same situation. Yeah, it was a comparison.
Okay, so that's just okay. Now you're just lying. I need you. Can you have any humility? Or are you just gonna are you just going to lie about everything I fucking say? That's not what I said. I literally, I explicitly explained to you that that was a response. That was a response to you saying, "Do you not believe in every woman?" Then I gave you an example in which I wouldn't believe in a woman who made an accusation. So that wasn't a comparison. You're just lying.
A comparison can include an accusation. What are you fucking talking about? Are you dumb?
What was I comparing to?
Wait.
You were
Cringy,
comparing
just explain
Tara
the
Reid
situation.
to your hypothetical
Cringy.
Trump aide.
No, I wasn't. That's just untrue.
Yes. You have tracking issues. You can't track conversations.
Oh my!
Nervous laughter all you want, but that's not an argument. But I mean, we can talk about something else. Like after I crushed
Cringy,
you
just
for defending a
explain-
sexual
Cringy, just
abuser,
explain
let's
the
talk
argument.
about something else. 'Cause I think it's really important.
Yeah. So basically, what
You
happened?
reposted a video
So-
of Zoran Mamdani after he won his election, his mayoral election.
Matt,
So
neither
let's
can
have a
you just-
So
conversation.
basically,
about
so
Mamdani.
for the audience, basically what
Stop for a
happened.
second.
So yeah, so
By the way, I gave you all these
so for the
videos.
audience, basically what happened is Matt asked me,
You got
"Do you not
crushed. You got
believe in?
crushed and defended
Do you
a
not
sexual
believe in every
abuser.
woman?" I
You were
said
defending
no,
a
not
sexual
necessarily. For example, I wouldn't believe in
Okay.
some random
Oh, that's
woman
your
who worked on a
point.
Trump campaign once, accusing Trump of essaying her. And then Matt said that was a comparison. That wasn't a comparison. That was an answer
No,
to your question.
I didn't even say comparison, but false equivalency. And it was a comparison. Let's make it very
Comparison to what?
It was a comparison to Tara Reid.
That wasn't a comparison to Tara Reid. I just explained the argument.
Like, are you dumb?
So what? Wait, I'm sorry, Matt. What was I question in response to? What was that in response to?
Yeah, that was in response to the
you
allegation
Matt
Tara Reid
basically
made.
asked you to
No, that's not
Operated
true,
multiple
Matt. That's
different
not true. I don't know why you keep lying.
Yes, it is
Okay,
true.
I don't know why you come up here and
Okay,
waste
yeah,
my
it's true.
fucking time and have
So
and waste my
Matt's-
fucking time and
Oh,
lie
you're
about what I
crying
say
out.
and have
Crash
literally
out time,
no
crash out time.
humility
You can tell
about
this,
about
who
just
knows
lying
about
to
this stuff,
literally
like,
everybody in this
he's
fucking live.
He's
That's not what I
collecting.
said.
You're freaking out and
Cringy,
crashing
cringy,
out
cringy.
because you're losing. You can't debate me. It's that
Just give me
simple.
a se- so
You
so
literally
Matt-
cannot
No one's
engage
crashing
in
out. You're just lying.
cringy.
But I
Just
wanted
give
to come
me a
up here
second.
and but yes,
Go ahead.
yes,
Go ahead,
yes,
Scratch.
You're
Go ahead.
crashing out
Okay,
because I
so
just
from
destroyed
what I'm
you.
understanding,
And you didn't
Matt,
even
you
know
asked-
who Tara Reid was.
Holy shit, Matt! How can he make a comparison when he doesn't even know who Tara Reid is?
Because I told him that was after I told him who Tara Reid was.
Okay. So,
Right.
Matt, it seems like you asked him a question. I thought you believed in every woman. And Cringy said, well, no, I don't just automatically believe every woman. Here's an example.
It would be
where you
situational.
wouldn't believe
Right.
in a woman.
No, exactly. He gave a equivalency between a random hypothetical.
But he wasn't
woman
making a comparison.
in reference to he was making a comparison because
It's
I
not
mentioned
true.
Terror Reed.
So just
So if it
Did
wouldn't
he
be,
ever
if it
say
wasn't,
that?
if it wasn't
Did
a
he ever
comparison,
say
hold on, I'll
that
make it
that
really
was
simple
the
for you. It's really
situation
not.
or
Hold on. It's really not complex. If it wasn't a comparison, it wouldn't have been like an analogy or analogous to what I said. Given the fact that it was analogous, given the fact that given the fact that what he gave would have been in his hypothetical, another woman who accused Trump of SA, right, and who on X about it, and was also an aide, makes it a comparison, given the fact that there was analogous structure in his example to what I brought up earlier. That's what an example is. That's what that's what it would be. Right. That's why I called it a false equivalency, given the fact that the situation within his hypothetical was not the same as the example that I gave, because Tara Reid had seven women who came forward and said Joe Biden hugged them inappropriately, touched them inappropriately, and so on.
Okay,
but
so the problem is here.
I want to talk about something better. I want to talk about something better. Hold on. I want to talk about something even better.
Matt, calm down, dude. You're spurring.
I want you guys to defend Zoran Mamdani.
Can you stop
remember
chimping out for a
you
second?
two reposted them.
Yeah, he is.
Can you stop chimping out for a second?
By the way, why do you guys sound the exact same with the like?
Because we're twins.
There's two of you.
You're ascending to your roots.
Really fast, and you're
Weasley sounding twins.
Over me. How am I Weasley when I'm just trying to make a point?
Because you sound like you're 12.
Is that an argument?
No, it's more of
Cool.
like me.
That's
just
what, yeah, that's what I thought.
attacking
Yeah,
you.
I got it. Okay. Yeah.
I do want to make an argument. I do want to make an argument. It's
So-
really simple. But one person. I'll debate.
Okay, so yeah,
Cringy,
no, it's really.
and I'll
it's
debate
really-
you. I'll debate.
Matt,
I'll debate
it's
you
really
later.
Simple. When somebody,
I'll debate
Matt,
Cringy. You're doing the same thing that Dean and Parker did. Dean and Parker tried to avoid a one-on-one debate with me, so they had a 2v1, which they lost. If you guys want to lose a 2v1, that's fine, because Cringy is obviously not smart enough to
just
debate.
trying to make a point.
So
Are you gonna
Cringy,
keep
if you want to
talking or let me-
debate me, then please let's go ahead and do the debate right now, since you
So
always
we're
called
not
me
getting
out.
anywhere.
Okay,
I'm
how
trying
about
to-
this?
I'm
No,
trying
hold
to see
on.
who's-
Scratch. It's really easy. I'll debate Cringy. You mute
How
yourself.
about you
and
hold on? Because
after I debate
you've literally
Cringy,
talked
I'll
for the last 2 minutes. And
it's
you've
easy.
talked for the last 2 minutes, dude.
It's
No,
easy.
You've talked the last
I'll
2 minutes.
debate
I'm gonna go
Cringy,
talk for a
and then
second.
after I
You can
debate
talk
him,
after
I'll
I'm done
debate you right
talking.
after.
Wait, Nick, I'm just
Notice
here.
how you're. Notice
Wait,
how you're talking when I was supposed to be talking. Okay.
Matt,
Okay,
I'm
so
just.
okay. So,
go ahead.
Why are you guys
Matt,
so scared of me?
Just because, Matt, just because somebody brings up an example to prove a point they're making doesn't automatically mean that example was an analogy to something made earlier in an argument. That's
No, it's
something
a
that you
comparison. It's a
inferred that
comparison.
Cringy-
Not just an example. An example, it doesn't have to be a
That doesn't
comparison.
necessarily mean it's a comparison to something made
Okay,
earlier.
the
in
reason
argument. That's an
why
assumption-
okay, the
that's an
reason why it's a
assumption that you
comparison
made
is
that
because
Cringy
it
never
has
said.
the key elements of a comparison, right? And the key elements of a comparison is if I take like specifics, right, A, B, and C, and what you give as your example includes A, B, and C, and tries to show why A, B, and C would be fallacious, using A, B, and C, that would be a comparison, and you trying to show that something is fallacious or, let's say, insufficient using certain key elements of what I brought up. That's what he did. I brought up Tara Reid, who was a Senate aide for Biden in 1992 to 1993. Right. He also brought up. He made a hypothetical where he brought up an aide as well.
Okay,
and he also hold on. And he also brought up a hypothetical where the aide would have accused Trump of SA. So he did indeed use key elements that would be found in a comparison. Right. But that's besides the point.
So I'm going to ask you.
He already got annihilated
ask
on
you,
that.
just because-
I want to debate
so
him
Matt-
on Zoran Mamdani.
Matt-
Can you stay muted during the debate?
Matt, just because you use
Why are you
certain
so
elements,
scared
which
of
might
me?
be Matt, just because you would you agree with me? Just because you use certain elements that might be used to make a comparison doesn't necessarily mean you're making a comparison at that time.
No. If you use key elements that I just brought up,
Okay, so
in
you're
order
being-
to try
okay,
to
so
show,
you're-
hold on, in
Got it.
order to try to show that something is fallacious, then yes, it would specifically be a comparison. If it,
he literally said it
if it's
explicitly
composed of
as an
key
example
element
to the point.
structures and scenario structures. It's really that simple.
Yeah, I think the problem here is just because things.
But if you want to run in circles all day long about whether or not it's
because
comparison,
you're making
or we can actually debate
directly answering
substance up here.
Okay, so Matt, so Matt, this is like the.
'Cause I don't think anyone wants to hear.
No,
it's
Matt,
not
the
a comparison.
sorry,
it was
Matt,
a comparison. Like
Matt,
no one cares.
Sorry, Matt, calm down. The problem, it seems like what happened is that you brought up example that A, B, and
Hey,
C.
here we go
right?
again.
Cringy gave multiple
we're
hypotheticals.
going over. Here we go again, repeating yourself.
Holy shit! Can I finish? Cringy gave multiple hypotheticals to A, B, and C. You didn't ask him
No,
a
he
question.
gave one. He
brought
gave
it-
one. He gave one. See, you're not even
Okay,
tracking.
you said
You're not
you
even
literally
tracking
said
either.
2. You're not tracking
Go down.
yourself,
Go
'cause you
down. And I'll
literally
debate
said
you
2.
later. You're not even tracking. He gave
You're
one
literally-
hypothetical, not
Really?
multiple.
Is this like when you weren't tracking in the Adam Kahn debate and you
He
contradicted
gave
yourself?
Oh,
multiple.
damn!
One, not multiple. By the way, Adam
Ooh.
Kahn.
Wait, let's do the bat nuclear thing.
Everybody
I don't know
saw
if you
that.
What's
watched
the,
debate.
uh,
Adam Kahn got annihilated.
Wait, let's do the
Okay?
soundboard thing that Matt does. Where's fucking Vine Boom? Where did I put that shit?
You don't even know where your soundboard is. Anyway, are you ready for a debate? Are you ready for a
I don't think you know where
debate?
your brain cells are, dude. Might want to go find those. I'm
Hold
ready.
on, scratch. Hold on, scratch. Since me and you are hold on,
Are you gonna
scratch.
keep, like,
Scratch,
over-talking
scratch.
me,
Since
or
me
are
and
you gonna let
you
me
are both
actually
black. Scratch. Since me and you are both black, let me ask you a question about Black history. Can you name 3 civil rights acts that were passed?
Holy pivot.
Answer? Can I get an answer on that, or
This is like so unrelated
he's
to the topic.
googling? 3 civil rights acts that were passed.
I'm in my bed.
I'm in my bed. I'm not talking. Remember, then. Can you use your memory?
Wait, Matt, this isn't. How's this related to the conversation? What's the relevance of
I'm just
any of
testing
this?
his knowledge on simple Black history.
Okay, this isn't. You don't come to my live.
Hold on. Don't save him.
This
Don't
isn't
save
fucking
him. Don't
class.
save him.
You're not the.
Answer.
You're not the
Scratch.
fucking Quizler.
Exactly, because
No, engage with what Scratch is saying,
So
or get
hold
muted.
on. I'll deal with
He's
Scratch.
not actually.
I don't know who's dumber, you or Scratch, to be
Cringy.
honest. But I'll deal
Matt,
with
Yeah,
Scratch
you're
after
right.
this.
We either just have to mute him, or
Call
just
me
boot
out.
him.
Yeah, we actually have to meet him. Right.
me
So
out.
yeah, please. Okay. So the problem is, right? If you're talking about thinking
Call
it has
me
A, B, and C, Cringy brings up a hypothetical that has A, B, and C. You then ask him a question, and you ask him a question. Okay, well, would you consider?
Are you ready for
Do you have to believe in every woman?
you
And
ready
he brings up an example of A, B, and C. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're making a comparison to the 2 examples. You're just
If you-
giving an example of when you wouldn't consider that. And Cringy clarified that multiple
Yeah.
times. Just because elements of certain things are similar doesn't mean it's the exact same thing or
It
it has
is.
an intention. The fact that you can't understand is insane. And
Exactly.
Cringy clarified that multiple times for you. It's dishonest that you continually can't understand it.
Right, so you're wrong. Let me explain why. Ready? It's really simple. Not only did he give just an example that had key elements, but it had essentially every element apart from his false equivalency. I gave an example of an aid. He gave the example of an aid. I gave the example of a sexual assault allegation. He gave the example of a sexual assault allegation. And then he showed, or he attempted to show, why he believes that he wouldn't believe all women depending on the scenario. So yes, it was a comparison. Now, if you want to say that, so that's not even the important part. The important part is not whether
What was the point I just made?
Obviously, the key elements were there for him to try to make an analogous argument. But again, he was proven wrong. Like when it came to Tara Reid
Matt-
specifically, hold on. When it came to Tara Reid specifically, she was pinned in Joe Biden's Senate office and then sexually
you're pivoting off the point.
penetrated. Let me finish. She said that she was penetrated in Biden's Senate office in 1993.
Oof.
And then she told her 2 friends and her brother about it, and whom both
getting
said that
flashbacks
they
to
did
me now,
indeed
honestly.
hear from her. Why are you interrupting? I'm telling a survivor story right now, dude. Why are you
Because you're
interrupting?
pivoting off this.
I'm telling a survivor story. Hold on, I'm telling
Nope.
a
So
survivor
Matt,
story. You're an
pivoting.
empathetic
You're
liberal.
pivoting off the point. You were having a meta conversation. You want to
Hold on,
pivot.
hold
So,
on.
Matt. I need you to.
Scared
No,
of me.
you're
You're
pivoting. You're pivoting.
Survivor.
Matt, you are pivoting really hard right now. Okay.
Survivor.
Stay in one place. So Matt, what was the argument that I just made?
A survivor. I'm telling a
Matt.
survivor. You're gonna let me finish. Are you gonna let me
I'm
finish?
not going to let you finish because we weren't talking about that. We were
Survivor.
talking.
Why are you
We were
scared?
talking about if Cringy was making a
Scared of me.
comparison. That was a conversation. And
It
you're
was-
trying to move on to something else. Just like how you try to pivot.
Right.
That's how you try to pivot on to civil rights. We're staying on topic.
I already proved there was a comparison. I don't think you know what a
So,
comparison
Matt,
is.
what was the argument? What was the argument I made?
Right.
Just 2 seconds.
Your argument, the argument that you made earlier, and I'll debunk this again and I'll go back to what I was saying, right? That just because you use certain key elements in something does not mean that you're using a comparison. But if you use essentially all key elements or the main key elements of the argument that someone used, right, and try to show why that would be fallacious under like certain terms, then you would be using a comparison of their argument to show the fallacious, elements.
Okay.
That's
Did
what
he try and show it was fallacious, or did he?
a comparison? Not when
Was
you
he
use
trying to
just
show that the
some
argument was
main-
fallacious or
if you
illogical,
made-
or was he
if you
trying
made
to?
main
Was he
key el-
giving
if you
an
make
example?
an argument out of main key elements, if you make an argument out of main key elements, then you're using a comparison. So, for example, if I make
So, okay.
hold on, let me give an example of this. If I make an argument of my brother walked outside today and got arrested by the police. And Cringy responded to that argument and said, my brother walked outside today and he was arrested by police, but later released because of he wasn't found responsible to do whatever crime they found the wrong guy. Then he would be basically essentially making a comparison between what happened to me and what happened to him and how the situations were slightly different. That would be a comparison because key elements were there. Now, can we finally get to the actual substance?
I'm going to ask you a quick question.
See, here we go again
about
the
comparison. Gave his answer,
he's stubborn. He's stubborn.
So Matt, I'm asking you a question. So Matt, when Cringy made his comparison, was he making it to try and make your argument fallacious, or was he making it because he was trying to give an example of when he wouldn't believe in a woman?
He gave an example of, that example couldn't be an example of which he wouldn't believe a woman. It would be an example he would want more corroborated evidence. So you're just wrong there again, crushed you there. Because under his
Cringy
example,
it was a comparison in which I wouldn't believe in a woman.
The only purpose for that example would be that there would be insufficient evidence.
Wait, Matt, do you have epistemic access to my psychological state?
All right, I'm getting too smart for you. I know.
So Matt, he literally just said it was.
Let me respond. So his example originally was a hypothetical of a random Trump aide that worked for his campaign going out on Twitter and accusing him of SA. That was his hypothetical. Right? So under that hypothetical, it's not that Cringy, unless he's an idiot, would straight up not believe the woman, but that the evidence that she would have presented be insufficient, right? And not be in a conjunct of things for him to outright believe her. So the conclusion wouldn't be not believing her. It would be that the evidence is inconclusive specifically. Right? But the reason why that example was fallacious was because what I brought up with Tara Reid was a corroboration of evidence and not just a random Twitter post for someone who worked for her. Tara Reid went to multiple accredited news outlets and gave hour-long interviews about the situation. She had two friends who also testified on her behalf.
Number one, no.
Also did. Now you're
number one, no. In that situation, I wouldn't believe in the woman. In the situation I gave, I wouldn't believe in a woman too. Matt, I don't know why you're trying to infer what I was thinking or what my intention was. I already explicitly stated what my intention was. So I'm not going to ask you a question. Do you have epistemic access to my psychological state, Matt?
You're interrupting because...
Do you have epistemic access to my psychological state, Matt?
You're interrupting because you're...
Do you have epistemic access to my psychological state, Matt?
Because you're losing.
Matt, that's going to be dodge number one.
You're interrupting because you're... I thought it was dodge.
Okay, moving on to try number two.
You can't even try. Dodge number one.
Okay, dodge number two. Moving on to try number three.
You guys are so low.
I'll take us a concession. Get the fuck out of my life. Subscribe.